Hi, Noreen. Hi, Stephanie. Hi, everybody. It's my first time doing a stream this way. Would you please let me know if everything's working fine? Can you hear me? Oh, okay. Thank you, Poppy. It's so good to see everyone. I mean, I'm not seeing you actually, but yeah, okay. Wonderful. That's great. Okay, so just so you know, maybe if somebody's having trouble, I'm using Streamlabs. So, okay, gray line down left side of my screen. Okay, I don't know. It is really early right now. Really early. Um, I did it so there wouldn't be people because people here like to go on walks in the morning and every day, all day long. So it is 6:30 a.m. and I welcome you in Siberia. So now, okay. Oh, maybe the Slabs app. Well, I don't know. I did not see any tours, unfortunately. So I guess we are okay. Okay, good. Well, let's start our little walk. Oh, and everybody just came out. All the people came out. We are in Tumen. This is my hometown. It is located in southwestern Siberia. And I was born here and I lived here until I was 26. And then I went on a very, very long journey. But I've been coming back because I have my family here. And I've seen some changes in my hometown. Some of them were quite negative, but a lot of changes were positive. For example, this street was made a pedestrian street quite recently, and to be precise, in December last year. They've had this project in mind for a long time, but they finally found time and resources to make it a walk-in street, and I think it's really beautiful. And on the street, um, we will see some architectural. Well, the houses are protected by the government because they are seen as architectural monuments. So, and they're quite unique. So here is our first stop. It is a residential home. It is a two-storied home and it was built in the 1900s and it belonged to a very rich person. That person actually owned several homes on this street. And here I like that they have this little exposition and show us some pieces of furniture and some rugs. I don't know. I don't think these rugs are really, really old, but I think it was quite popular to have such rugs. But I think the most important thing and the most beautiful thing is actually to look at these wood carving laces. This is really amazing. And most of these houses right now are serve as restaurants, as museums. So if we look inside of this, uh, we can see the old pot. It's called samovar on the left, and those little pretzel-looking pieces. They're actually dry bread, and what you use, like what people used to do, they would pour some very hot tea and put those pretzel things inside and eat it like that. So it is a restaurant right now, and this place is two-storied. The street that we are looking down today, it's called Дзержинского Street, and Dzerzhinsky used to be a revolutionary, and this street, of course, was not called like that. Um, During its whole history, it used to be called Sadova Street, and Sadova means garden street. So, and that is probably because there were a lot of gardens here, apple gardens. There were apple trees and cherry trees and pear trees and all kinds of trees. So let's walk down a little bit further. I just noticed that they put some of this white curtains to cover up. Maybe they're renovating a little bit more. So let's walk down. And I like that they put a lot of benches and seating spaces and everything. For example, this house would be a more modern architecture place. This street leads us to the river. The river is called Tora, and I think overall it was a desirable place for live to live for the people back in the day because because of the proximity of the river. And let's look here. So this is another house, and it belonged to a peasant whose name was Garbunov, and a lot of the people who owned houses in the street were uh, business business people, merchants. They owned factories, so probably that peasant also had some sort of a business later on. Okay. Oh, I know. I actually know, but I understand about that. Yeah, it is wooden. Yes, the designs are wooden. The house is wooden. Originally, at least right now, I think it has the brick foundation you can see, and maybe it's just covered with wood. But originally, all of these houses were wooden. Unfortunately, lots of them were destroyed, and they had to be reconstructed. There were a few more of these houses, but unfortunately, quite a lot of them burnt down in fires. So this is what we have left for now. Um, but that is a quite an interesting house with this little balcony. It is very, very cute. It's a very cute balcony, I think. Yeah, and most of these houses were taken away from their owners during the Soviet era, during the Soviet times, and they were used as some sort of establishments for the government or as houses for the government working people. And right now, this most of these houses, serve as restaurants, cafes, and places that for public use. Yeah, this house is a government. This house is a governmental building right now. You can see young leaves all over town, and spring is has finally come in Siberia. It's actually really warm. I'm only wearing a sweatshirt, and it's 6 o'clock in the morning, so it is really great, really great. So here you're saying that this house is being reconstructed, and you can see that it's just made of wood. That's just wood. My grandparents used to live in a wooden house, and it was actually pretty warm during the winter because they used a stove to heat. But this house is not so nice, right? It um, was built in the 60s, and this type of houses are called Khrushchevkas, and the reference to Nikita Khrushchev, the one of the leaders of the USSR, and these houses are typically really tiny. These apartments are typically really tiny, but for those times it was great, and people desire to live in such houses because they didn't have to share their apartment with anybody, so they could live as a single family in one. And just wanted to show you here. This says two men. 1586. 1586 is the year my city was founded, and this is the building of the Industrial University. Okay, let's walk down. Um, Very unique to Siberia and unique to Tumen are these wooden laces, the wooden carved the wooden carved windows, and I like this project. It is called uh, Two Men Through Times, and here they're showing us different uh, wooden windows, wood carving, and they're showing us a plan of two men of different years, so we can see two men through time uh, through different windows. So I think that's very neat. Let's let's walk a little bit closer. So this is a plan of two men. Um, I don't see the year for it, but the way it's written, I can see that it is quite old. I think it's maybe the beginning of the 1900s. And this is even an older plan of 1849. That means this wooden window is even older. Very neat, very unique. And here is another plan. According to historians, um, whatever people carved in their windows had some sacred meanings, and there were specific things that people carved to show how many people they had, how many children they had, um, like who was, what their household did, and stuff like that. Oh, I love this double window. Very pretty, probably for the master bedroom. I think now this house is empty. Yeah, let's look a little bit further. And here we can see little um, kiosks where you can buy different things. You can buy tickets, you can buy souvenirs, for example, some matryoshkas, uh, different souvenirs that say two men, magnets, and stuff like that. And so this is one of the most important cities, one of the biggest cities here, and it belonged to a merchant whose name was Burkov, and he was a very busy person, and he did quite a lot for our city. Um, Most of the people who were rich in Tumen, they somehow helped the city stand, and that is why it is the way it is right now. So this merchant Burkov, um, I think he had a brick factory and also a bread factory. But I think his passion was studying and learning, and he had a huge library in his house. I had a lot of children, and he always tried to encourage people getting new knowledge. So he founded a school as well. And right now, his house serves as the house where children can go and take some extracurricular classes, and a lot of different sorts of competitions take place in this house. It is really nice inside. I went there at least once. My nephew and my niece sing traditional Russian songs, and this is the place where a lot of competitions take place. Unfortunately, like I mentioned before, the city was taken away from the family in 1905 because the people were too rich, and Burkov, the head of the household, was put into prison. But and then his wife was bringing him lunches into the prison, and then he was let go, and nobody told him why. And I think it's because he just did so much for the city, and they didn't want to hold him um, so much longer. Yeah. So this is the doorway, and I'm going to show you the gates too. Um, so I read that a triangular shape in this wooden window carvings represent um, the men, and circular elements represent the woman. And here we can also, I read that we should find some palm trees, and the palm trees signified that the men, the people in the household, either went and visited the holy ground, um, I guess Israel, or that they were actually devotees of God. So I don't know. And it has the underground floor, this house. Really pretty. This person, the owner of the house, Burkov, died in 1910. So he didn't see the horrors, and his house wasn't really taken away from him. He died before, and his um, inside of his house, we can see the interior of the beginning of the 20th century. And this place in the Soviet Union times used to be the club for workers, workers club. So this is very unique about it's, I read that um, it is the only place where they actually have the regional gate. So it's very, very pretty. Um, Again, some little kiosks. Oh yeah, here another visit to man, and says here Сибири по своей воле, which means in Siberia by my own will. So you are willing to be here in Siberia, and that's why you're here. Nobody sent you. No. Carvings. It looks like they should be inside a house protected from the weather. Many of the houses didn't survive, and many of them are reconstructions. Um, but I don't know. A lot of carving is inside of the house as well. But I think people here like to decorate the outside of their house too. Oh, this is a store. It's called Hostavari, and it belonged to the people whose house we just saw, to Burkovs. I like these motifs because they remind me of northern tribes. There are a lot of northern tribes that live in the north of Siberia. I really like it, and it still works. So I don't know. Let's go further and let's see more houses. How is life after Hego, guys? It's my first tour, and I feel out of practice a little bit. It is a bit sad. All right, this is another house. Let's look, and this house is quite peculiar because of that third floor. Oh, different but adjusting. Yeah, sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that. This is a peculiar house because of this architectural um because of the solution that the architect found. And I'm just going to cross the street because there's nobody around in the side shower. So this house belonged to um a man whose name was Dementiev, and that is a very interesting man and a dreamer, and I liked his life story. He had a dream. At the age of 17, he found about traveling by boat, and he decided to join the Navy. Well, not the Navy, actually. He decided to be a sailor on a boat, and he wanted to go and explore the oceans and be a tradesman, and he had a chance. Um, he traveled on a ship that was called Siberia, and they went as far as London. And to go from this place to London, you have to go up by the river and then to go to the Kars Sea, I believe, and then travel in the north, in the Arctic Ocean to get to London. So this is a house of an amazing gentleman. I really admire him. And then when his journey was successful, and then he started working with steamboats, and he worked in different places in Siberia. And unfortunately, his personal life was a little bit sad because his wife passed away, leaving him with three daughters. And then he married a woman who was 15 years younger than him, but that woman gave him eight more children. So in total, he had five boys and five girls. And of course, that such a big family required having a big house. And this is what happened. They got this house in two men, but they lived in different places. And then, in the Soviet times, this house was taken away from the family, obviously. And it used to be different things. Um, this house was reconstructed, but the original plan of the house still remains. Yeah, life without Heiko make it harder. Okay, yeah, with so I think it's been good so far. Of course, I'm not the one watching this, and I don't know if the video is lagging or the sound is okay. But I think I like it so far. Oh, that's an interesting color, like lavender color. And this is a cafe, Georgian cuisine, by the way. So this house belonged to a woman, and she was also a merchant. So we can see in the ornaments grapes. Maybe she traded wine. I don't know. But maybe it is a Georgian cuisine place for a reason. I don't know. I didn't find information about this house. I like it. Yeah, like strip on the screen. Yeah, I do see. I also have the strip. I did not understand at first what you were talking about, but now I do understand. Yeah. Okay. Uh, Well, yeah, it's harder to take postcards, right? But um, I don't know. If anybody finds of a solution that I can do, that'd be great. Okay. Okay, great. Thank you. And this is more of a modern, or it's a break place. Probably last centuries, sometime in the beginning of the 20th century. Um, we're almost near the river, and this is another house. I mean, I think this one is newly reconstructed, and it doesn't have those lacy ornaments. Oh, you've taken 38 postcards. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I tried I tried doing YouTube live, and YouTube live um it's very demanding for data, and I don't know why, but it didn't really work for me as a test tour, so I decided not to do it, you know. Oh, okay, I'm gonna go inside that gazebo. This is another house of a woman. This house was built in 1895. Also, like more simply decorated house here. We're almost towards the end of the street. It takes about 30 minutes for us to walk down the street, but we're gonna go to the river. And first, we're going inside here to see the different carvings. Oh my goodness, that's so pretty. So it is different ornaments, and we can look at what these ornaments are and then what they signify. So this is folded paper, and it signifies the Tsar's order, Tsar's order. And this is knots, and the knots are tied together to luck, to bring you luck, and happiness and other things. Okay, so this, I don't know. Let's see. That's some kind of a leaf, and a Greek leaf. Okay, so this is to pay tribute to the antiques. Okay, and we already saw some grapes, and let's see what the grapes tell us. Okay, that's a Christian symbol, and it's symbol of good deeds, saying that the person is going to come and help you, and it's to being mm, sorry. Sorry, it's a little bit too early for me. So it's to signify that a person does good deeds, and they like to give things away and to help, and being mecenates. No, no, that's the right word. So here we can see other little details, and you can go and read about all of these things. That's very interesting. I never went inside here because it was always, there are so many people, and I didn't feel like it. Okay. Very nice decorative details. And this is the plan of the city, I think. Yeah, but oh, maybe maybe here it's a little bit better to see. Oh no, maybe not. Oh, the light doesn't want to let us see stuff. Yeah, but this, okay, you have to trust me. This is the plan of this street, and you can find information that interests you. So before the street was renamed Dzержinskого Street, it actually started by the river. And that's why I want to take you there, to the river. And This house also belonged to a merchant, and unfortunately, this is covered with some plastic right now. This person had a hemp rope factory and also a big family. I think it was characteristic of everyone. They had a lot of kids, and they needed a nice place for them to live, and that's why they picked their big houses. They needed them, and over here on the other side, it is right now it is part of the Tumen State University. Um, but originally it was built as a school for boys, and then as a trade school for young men. And the people were learning woodworking, working with metals, and it says here 1914. Irving Berlin was born in Tumen. Um, yes, that's right. That's right. Um, there are a, quite a lot of famous people who were born in Tumen. Some of them are quite surprising, or maybe not in Tumen, but in the Tumen region at least. And this building is associated with the person whose name was Tikutiev, and he was the head of the city. And also, we have a cemetery that is named by him, by his name. Um, yeah, so this was a school, and now it is also a school. Now it's part of the Tumen State University, and the people who study in that building, they study geography. Okay, I missed my light, so I have to wait, but sorry, we will look at the city that, oh, sorry, the building that is right in front of me is called the Palace of Culture, and it's called Nefтяник. Nefтяник is the person who works with oil and gas. And there are some concerts and some theater plays, but it's not really a theater, but it's for different sorts of events. And yeah, I'm surprised to see so many people awake so early. And also very surprising that the fountains work, you know, because I'm very used to fountains not working. When I lived in Georgia, they turned the stuff off at night, for the night, but here everything's working. All right, this is the Palace of Culture and the fountain. And the last house that was actually on this street. Oh man, they're going to cement fountains. Okay, I'm not going to record that. Um, Crazy people early in the morning. Um, the house, the yellow house over there, is now where the governor lives. But it also used to be part of the street, Oh no. Oh no. There are probably drunk people there. It used to be part of the street, and it was a public house, meaning the house was built to serve some public needs. And once there was a library in that house, and then other days, other times, there was a place for drunk people to keep them on the second floor and have them wait until they get sober. The sober house, maybe it's called like that. Um, so I'm going to walk a little bit further and give you a glimpse of the river. But this is a very normally a very quiet area, and an area where people mostly work and study. So on the weekend, it's a little bit empty. Um, do you guys have any questions? I'll be very happy to answer some of these questions. The place ahead, the yellow and green place, is a language school, and I used to work there. I worked there for 2.5 years, I think. Um, yeah, I don't work there anymore, so I am happy not to go there. No questions? Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Elsie. Well, we have come to the river. This is very, very different from what I've shown you this year. This year, I did a tour of two men. It was my last tour in Hago, one of the last tours in Hago, and everything was so gray because it was in April. But right now, everything is getting green, getting really nice. Um, well, thank you so much for showing up today. I'm so happy that you did. And if you want to say thank you, I put in the first comments. Oh, yeah, it's not all nice and snow, obviously not. In the chat, before the tour started, I put in my links for my PayPal and my buy me a coffee. And you can buy me a coffee. Oh, sorry. You can buy me a coffee, or you can send me some money on PayPal. I honestly don't know what is better for me. Probably even PayPal is better. But if you send it through family and friends, then I don't get charged an amount from them, and it's gonna be seen as a tip. So yeah, you're very, very welcome, very welcome, and I will try to save this tour if it allows me, because I don't know, I never did it. Um, uh, Everybody have a great day. I hope to see you soon on some other tours of two men. Bye bye. Oh, thank you, Noreen. Thank you. See you soon. Thank you so much.